Hi Virgo, welcome to your week ahead tarot with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit that subscribe button if you are already a continued subby. You know I love you for it. With that said, if you would, before we start even, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity, and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So this week, for your key to the week, you'll have to forgive the lighting. Okay, your card has jumped out, and it is literally your card. The Hermit card is your key to the week. So not only is this about you effectively working on something, or even yourself behind the scenes, this is about you being in your authenticity. This is about you standing in your own power. It's about you being fully aware of who you are, where it is that you're going, and more importantly, what it is that you are trying to get in touch with. There's some inner faculty that you are trying to develop this week, or maybe some inner faculty that maybe you've forgotten, or maybe it's been a bit dormant. It happens to the best of us. It's kind of like, it's like with any skill, the motto goes, use it or lose it. And what is it? What is that skill, that innate talent or attribute that you have that you haven't given the time or the energy to recently? This is going to be a week where you are not rediscovering it. It's almost like you're just giving it a polish. You're giving it a little buff up, maybe a little spit shine. that's a Virgo mum thing, isn't it? When they lick their thumb, they start washing. And that's mums in general, but I think that's definitely a Virgo mum. Like, you see their kids go to school and they're absolutely pristine. Sorry, I'm just giggling at that because it's quite funny. That's my geeky humour coming through there. For your actions and options with the world at large, let's have a look, see what's going on here. Some sort of talent, skill, or attribute you're giving a little buff up this week. You've got the Justice card, right? So this is you committing to something that you want to bring out into the world. This is about you deciding that you're either going to connect with something or collaborate with somebody. When it comes to the Justice card as well, this very often looks like a contract. So it looks like a lot of you are gearing up to offer something to somebody or to work with somebody, but it's kind of like you're saying, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to go down this route, I need something in place, something concrete. Remember, the Justice card, legal things, legally binding things. Very often it's contracts, paperwork. It is, clarification. In a lot of ways, the Justice card can really see things clarified because they're made official. And this is your actions and options, which suggests that you are creating a contract or offering a contract this week. So like there's something that you want to do, but you want to make sure that it's done almost like in the right way. Do you know what I mean? And it's interesting as well, given that Mercury, your ruler, is in Libra now. It's retrograded back into the sign of Libra. So it's quite interesting that this come out that way, because the Justice card is Libra, the Hermit card is your ruler, and your ruler Mercury has just come back into Mercury has come back into Libra. So very interesting. For your communications and conversations, you got the Sun card. I love it. So this is great. Not only are you shining this week, not only are you in your authenticity and your own power, but this could be a week where a lot of your plans, like you might have felt up until now, like everything that you do or everything that you go to do, there's some sort of hamper, there's something that's in the way, there's some sort of blockage. This week, the blockages are lifted. Certainly when it comes to your communications, when you're connecting with people, there's a real sense, even with the Mercury retrograde, there's a real sense this week of more clarity. And, that might even just be on an internal level, because the sun is shining in your communications. So maybe before, where you got the sense that everybody was, you were speaking in English and everybody else was hearing gibberish. This week, it's like whatever you're saying is landing in the way that you want it to. There's a strong sense of commitment. There's a strong sense of clarity there. When it comes to commitment as well, whatever you're deciding to work with somebody on, whatever contract you're deciding to sign or to draw up, This week it's kind of like it's like, this feels for me like you're heading in the right direction. All right, so you might not be signing it this week because of the retrogrades, but this is you certainly preparing for something to become tangible. For your money and materials, you have the Two of Swords. Whatever you're working on now at this moment in time will yield its results 2 months from now, right? So remember your Two of Swords as well can sometimes, and look at that right underneath the Justice card. So there's a strong sense of doing what's right here. There's a strong sense of fairness this week, and it's kind of like you're saying, you know what, I don't want any more than I'm entitled to, but I won't allow somebody to take advantage of me. And maybe this is why you're drawing up a contract. Maybe this is why you're putting something in place to ensure that you're protected, to ensure that your money's protected. You know, like if you're buying something or you're purchasing something, or even if you're selling it, this is getting those receipts. It's making sure that it's kind of like you're playing financial chess this week. You know, you're already thinking so ever many steps ahead, so that if somebody makes a certain move or says a certain thing, you can be like, well, here's my receipts. I mean, that's a Virgo anyway, isn't it? Y'all know I love you. but that's you guys in general. So yeah, whatever you're doing this week, it won't yield its results yet. It will be around 2 months from now. The other thing is, when it comes to your physical health and vitality, this could be a week where you're trying to balance. Now, I wouldn't say that this is your hormones. I get a sense it might be, but this is, for me, it feels like this week there's something about levels. There's something about whether this is blood toxicity, whether it is, you know, anything to do with that. Remember, the Justice card, Libra, represents the kidneys. You've got a small echo of that here in the Two of Swords. Which is also a very Libran kind of energy as well. So there's this sense of having to balance something out or having to filter something out. It's kind of like you're cleansing yourself, but watching the levels of a certain thing within you. When it comes to the home and environment, again, I actually like this. I think this kind of feels like you're developing your intuition on a much more visceral level this week within the home, kind of like you're just feeling the energy of the home because it's more settled than it has been in a while. On another energy of this though, remember the Two of Swords out of all of the twos is the most like an opposition in astrology. And so when you see this, when it comes to money, finances and stuff, this is about you making sure that you know, you're protected, looked after and all the rest of it. For your love and relations, okay, so we've got the Tower card, all right? I mean, you know, look at this, right? You've got the Justice card, the Sun card, and the Tower card. You're 3 for 3. You know, you're 3 for 4, should I say. For those of you that are single, look at that. Tower card right underneath the Sun card. You could be meeting somebody very likely to be in the light of day. This is not going to be somebody that you meet online. It's not going to be technological based. This could be you are going to going to the supermarket, or you are out for a walk, or I don't know, you're going to meet somebody and you end up bumping into, meeting somebody by complete surprise, the Tower card, something or someone that you don't see coming. And it could be through an accident. Maybe you're on your bike and you run over this person's foot. Maybe you open a door, you walk through it and you end up bumping into somebody and, you spill their coffee all over them and you. It has that kind of energy around it because it looks like you're going to be almost like in transit, but it's like you'll meet through a serendipity or a happy moment. It happens. Maybe you reach for the same packet of bacon as a handsome stranger. Just one way that it could play out. For those of you that are partnered, slightly different energy here. I don't think this is a deal breaker because you've got the Sun card, which always enhances the blessings and it diminishes the challenges. But it does look like you and your partner, look at this, right? There's this kind of energy going on, and it looks like you and a partner this week are kind of it's kind of like you're at odds with each other this week. There's something, you know, and it might be something really small or really stupid. And it might be something that eventually, once you get past the, you know what, I'm pissed at them. Once you get past that energy, it's kind of like you'll laugh at it and you'll just be like, oh, look at us, we're such douches. Do you know what I mean? Like, you could have a moment where you disagree over something that's really small and it gets completely blown out of proportion. And before you know it, you're like, why are we even fighting again? Do you know what I mean? And it's like something really stupid, really small, really trivial. And I actually feel, because it's you've got the Sun card above it, it will be a moment where you both kind of reflect after and go, gosh, you know, look, how stupid are we? Do you know, what, are we 5? Do you know what I mean? Like, you can have that moment and then you'll have another moment and just be like, that was so pointless. I love you, come here. So yeah, don't get all in your head about it. You know, sometimes the tower isn't necessarily the tower. With that said, I wish you all an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic month, week. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.